When they looking for the truth, they come and find Mickey, man. You already know what it is. She gonna get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Say, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Hookah Anonymous, and you are now rocking with Mickey Truth. She live up to her name, not the fame. So make sure y'all subscribe to her channel and stay updated on what's real. Bye.
Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world.
Good reporting ass Mickey.
We love you, Mickey.
Hello.
Hi, this is Mickey Truth.
Hey, what's going on?
Thing I had wanted to talk to you about was I learned about the Tammy Cohens from an interview you did. And when I originally looked into, that situation from that document you put on Kate Capone, when I first looked into it, I think what I was looking for got misconstrued when I brought it to Clubhouse. And it went more into you and not into her. So I kind of did my own, research on her. It's a couple, holes that I can't, figure out. And I wanted to see if you would want to, talk to me. If I asked you the ones I'm looking for, if you had something to add to it or whatnot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So from what I gathered, she was married. From what I've learned is that his name is Cohens. Now, the thing that got me is when I looked at his background, I couldn't really tell what he did for a living. I'm assuming it was probably something like on the street level.
The street nigga.
Okay. So I have a question. I don't know if you want to answer this, but when I look at the 2003 search warrant for Meech, it's a notebook or something that was picked up during that search. And it had a name on there by the name. I've learned that her husband, do you know if that's the same?
Nah, definitely not.
Okay, cool.
See, because Meech didn't know Tammy then. So, I was messing with Tammy in 2003. So, Tammy was not frequent around us, okay? She was somebody that, at that time, was dealing with a lot of women at that time. And she was an older female of mine that, was, she was how could I say it, was tricking on me, put it like that.
Right.
She'll buy me a Kawasaki 900 motorcycle, and you feel me? I'll pull up yeah, nigga, my little OG bitch, nigga, bought me the motorcycle, nigga, around the homies. And she would come to my house after we would leave the club, and she knew, more personally, she knew, Baby Blue, Bull, the people that lived in my house. Okay. So when it came to me, she wouldn't be in the club partying with us and all that shit. She had never had a conversation with me, as far as I'm concerned, period, on the street. And when I knew her, she wasn't sitting down talking to me and knew him, and he knew her, and they had each other's number, and they had some kind of friendship. Nah, it was just some chick I was dating. And me and her wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Right. I had more serious situations than even her. You know what I'm saying? So, but I did learn later that she had a husband, and he had got killed.
Right.
I didn't know that when I was messing with her. I was a young nigga. I didn't care who she had messed with before. I never knew she was married before. I never even got to asking her all of that. We would kick it, have sex, and she'd be out. Before I wake up in the morning, she'd be gone. You know what I'm saying? One of them kind of things. So, yeah, so it wasn't until Meech went to prison and she started writing letters to everybody that she knew that was involved with us and around us, and she was writing letters to more than me, just the people that she knew of and that she could write to. I feel like she just was writing letters at the beginning, and then once she clicked with Meech and they start writing each other back, she's a smart lady, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I know that they came up with all this shit between 2006 and 2008. They developed their friendship through pen pal. Okay. And then as they developed their friendship, it's crazy that you saying this to me or asking these questions, because to myself, I've always thought, like, did this bitch have some kind of vendetta against street niggas and was trying to get at us from the beginning, and I didn't know, but I never let her into them, because at that time, I wasn't even doing shit for her to be able to come see and then tell. I was clean, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing the music. I was doing the music hard at that time, you know what I'm saying? So my hands was clean as fuck. So her being around me, if she was reporting that to the police, which she wasn't, but if she was, she'd be like, shit, Blue ain't doing shit. That nigga ain't, he doing music for real. Because she knew, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she wasn't the police at that time. And she didn't know, as far as I'm concerned, I ain't saying she didn't know no police, because I'm sure she did know some local detectives and shit like that from when her husband got killed during that investigation. But as far as feds and DEA and all this shit is concerned, she ain't know none of them people. You know what I'm saying? It was because if you look at the paperwork, and she did the first case in 2009 against Terry White, her controlling officer was Special Agent Jack Harvey. And Special Agent Jack Harvey is Meech's controlling officer. He's the officer that investigated Meech from the late 80s. If you dig into it, you can see that that's the officer that was following Meech in Atlanta back in the day, ever since that shooting and shit around Freaknik or whatever happened that they're going to be showing on this show in a minute. When that shit happened, Special Agent Jack Harvey had been on Meech ever since. That motherfucker was flying on airplanes with us and everything, and I never knew who he was until I got locked up. He was taking me somewhere when I had got locked up, when the marshals dropped me off to him, and I was in a car with him alone, and he took me to from where the marshals picked me up, and I flew. He was the one with other officers that picked me up. He was like, yeah, you don't remember me from the airplane? I'm like, hell no.
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, I've flown with you a couple. He was like, I've flown with you a couple times. This is what the agent said to me when they transported me and shit. But this is the same agent that she worked for on that first case, okay? So what happened was this. Watch this. Okay, so the agent knocked off BMF, all right? And so he was, you know, the man for that in they little world, in the police world and shit. He knocked off Big Meech, took Big Meech and Southwest T down, all right? Then came back around. Meech put this lady with this man because all of this shit was the attempt to get Meech's time cut, all right? And we was using this lady to get Meech's time cut is what they figuring at this time. So I don't know if the police came to Meech directly or if Meech and the girl came up with it and then they contacted the police and brought them into it like that for the play. I don't know because it don't explain that.
Right.
But sometime between 2008, they became friends enough where,
So let me ask you a question. So on the Terry White case, right? I was reading some of the documents, and it said basically he was messing with her for about 3 to 4 years before she became an informant, right? According to Terry White's paperwork, right, it says that she was like a steady girlfriend of his for 3 to 4 years before. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, he's basically a snitch, like, for sure. Like, he told on cartel members, right? So
he was a snitch.
I'm just like, how did, she get around somebody like that, right? And in his documents, it says that, she was doing stuff but not getting charged with. So I'm like, so, like, do you know that ties into you guys or not?
We don't know. I don't know Terry White. We ain't know him. He ain't got nothing to do with us, none of that shit. Okay, so we was... when I went to prison, when I went away from Atlanta and I wasn't talking to her no more, I had moved to Miami. It was 2004. So 2005, I was in Miami. 2006, I moved up to New York. And sometime in 2006, my paperwork was released and I went on a run. So between 2004, 2005, and 2006, she was messing with Terry White. Probably 2005, I would say 2005, 2006, 2007. She was messing with Terry White. See, she was messing with Terry White when she befriended Meech, when she first started fucking with Meech. You feel me? And that relationship with Meech was probably just, she knew it was going to put out more than fucking with the Terry White nigga.
Right.
So when she came up with the play to get Meech out, I'm pretty sure that they wanted her to run some kind of test run. They wasn't jumping straight into her doing something for Meech. That's a big scale. So let's see what you can do, and let's see if you're going to really get down. Do you got something that you can bring to the table before we say that we're going to let you do something to help Big Meech get out? Hell yeah, I got the person I'm dealing with now, Terry White. He do white collar shit. He be having me do shit. He be having me do this. I know it's illegal. He be having me do that. I know it's illegal. She told them what she was doing for him, and they excused her from those things to turn him in. And that's what she did. She turned her boyfriend in for Meech to show those people that she was with this shit. Okay? And then that was still under Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Right.
So once they knocked Terry White off, gave him 30 years, Special Agent Jack Harvey retired. He was done. That was enough for him. He got Meech and the next nigga. That was fucking 60, 90 years worth of prison time and 4 years that, you know what I'm saying? 5 years that he got people. 90 years. Southwest T, Meech, and Terry White. That's 90 years, 30 years apiece. He handed out three brothers, 90 years. All right?
Right.
This one cracker. This is how these people is helping this government like this, all right? And it was the crazy part that, well, I'm sick of the shit of people talking about me. For a long time, I didn't care because I ain't never told. And it was like the real niggas, and the nigga like, boy, we nigga know you ain't told. Fuck what people talking about. And that shit is cool till we get to the point in social media where it's so strong, and that word is so strong that I got to put my foot down and say, oh, well, all right, y'all.
Right.
This is the real. Sorry, they had y'all fooled. I ain't never told on nobody. They used that shit to mask this. Now, boom, I laid it out. Now, everybody, oh, my God, look at that. Shut the fuck up. All these niggas do this shit. These niggas ain't tough as motherfuckers think they is. All right, so anyway, 2006 to 2008, they became cool enough for Meech to put BMF Entertainment on Tammy. So she's the owner of it to this day.
Right,
Since 2008, she's owned BMF Entertainment, and that's Meech's BMF.
And that is the end of part 3. The final part will be dropping very, very, very soon. So keep an eye out, and we will be transitioning into the Cuff, aka Dion Gatlin story.
They mad cause I made it out. I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way, my heart to this day. I'm really with it, my feelings in it, so please, bitch, don't play. I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way, my heart to this day. I'm really with it, my feelings in it, so please, bitch, don't play. Hey.